What up, stackers? Welcome to the channel where we stack metals on a shoestring budget. Today we're diving into the wild world of copper bullion. Is it the smart play for us broke ballers, or just fool's gold, dressed up in a rusty tuxedo? You know, silver used to be the poor man's gold, but with prices skyrocketing, copper stepping in like, hold my beer, I'm the new poor man's silver. I mean, copper's blowing up on eBay faster than a viral cat video. But as a budget stacker, I'm over here priced out of gold and silver like I'm window shopping at Tiffany's. So I snagged a few ounces of copper, and let me tell you, it made me feel rich. Rich like whipping out a crisp 20 at the dollar store and buying the whole snack aisle. Keep the change, peasant. Stick around as we explore if stacking copper is your ticket to feeling baller on a budget, or is it just another shiny distraction? Let's get stacking, or at least pretend we are. Hit that like button if you're Team Copper, and subscribe for more poor man's treasure hunts. So what led me down this copper rabbit hole? I did a video tribute to the penny, and I went down to the mint in Philadelphia, and across the street is Benjamin Franklin's grave. Benjamin Franklin was a big influence on the first penny. This is a representation of the Fugio cent. As you can see, we have the sundial. Down at the bottom, the words, mind your business. Fugio means time is fleeting. So time is short. Mind your business. This is like Benjamin Franklin doing some wordplay. On the reverse, we have 13 rings representing the 13 colonies interlocking. So I wanted to get a representation of this penny. They go on auctions for big money, which I can't even come close to affording, but I wanted a representation of America's first penny, has Benjamin Franklin's influence and wordplay on it. And I was willing to pay the premium. And at the time, that was around $3 for that round with shipping included. What's that, like $1,000, $2,000 premium? And also, I just recently picked up another round that has some meaning to me. This is the Tree of Life. Also on the back, I'm Irish, so we have Erie, which means Ireland. We have, the harp, kind of representation of the universe, some squiggly signs. I just got done reading The Alchemist, and it talked about the language of the world. So this kind of has a little representation, has a meaning for me. So I paid high price for this. See, the round was $5 with shipping. It come to $9.76 total, and that's about as high I'm willing to pay for a single round. I also grabbed my Bitcoin rounds. Needed a little, I like the calendar. Had to get the American Eagle, Sugar Skull. I love the Libertads. So, going on eBay and buying reverse proof colored Eagles and Libertads, I felt rich. Prices are exploding on eBay where 10-ounce Geiger copper bars are going for anywhere between $80 and $120. And they're being sold like hotcakes. This budget stacker even feels priced out of copper nowadays. Let's check out what 1-ounce copper rounds are going for on eBay at the moment. Remember, these are sold items we are looking at that are in the mail headed to their new owners. Copper pennies are also being sold by the pound. Quick math, approximately 150 copper pennies 1981 or older equals 1 pound. For me, copper is too expensive, even as a fun hobby, and is more of a distraction for the Philly stacker. But with today's market and the foresight for some early pickups, like those 10-ounce Geiger copper bars, there is a market and money to be made. The old adage is something is only worth what someone is willing to pay. The other side of that adage is true with copper at the moment, as its intrinsic value is low, but the demand for refined copper bullion is high. There is a market and people willing to pay. One of the stacker channels I enjoy is Silver Stacker Cracker. A person appears to have some abundance laying around, the opposite of myself. And if you're watching Silver Stacker Cracker, happy coffee. He has a beautiful copper collection. I will leave a pinned link in the comment to one of his copper videos. Check it out, and check out the comment section for a good time, as the Silver Stackers explain intrinsic value. The Silver Stacker Cracker sure gets the business in his copper videos. Silver Stacker Cracker has a point. You can profit from copper bullion if done correctly. Some of the Geiger bars in his collection have significantly went up in value. He also has some hand-poured bars that are out of this world. Copper is beautiful, reddish metal, and fun to have. Check out Silver Stacker Cracker if you have a love for copper, stack precious metals, or want to learn more about copper. I really enjoy his videos and have learned a lot about copper. For me, every penny counts. They say a penny saved is a penny earned. Today, a penny saved is 4 cents earned. Is the penny the new nickel, or the nickel the new penny? My conclusion is, for a man on a budget, stacking or collecting or even as a hobby is too expensive, especially with the recent jumps in price. Who knows, maybe a 10-ounce Geiger copper bar, which is $100 today, will be going for $200 next year. I'm not going to find out. Copper is a base metal, not a precious metal. I have no exit strategy to sell copper. I'm not selling on eBay. My coin shop doesn't deal with copper, and I have no peer-to-peer network for copper. I enjoy copper and have nothing but love for those who stack, and I enjoy seeing their collections and can see there is money to be made. I have profited from slinging copper, as I have run, fished, terminated, and tested every copper wire to man. Running Cat5 cable for big call centers allowed me to be well-traveled, installing copper throughout the states, countries like Canada and Barbados. I scrapped plenty of copper wire, ripping out copper wire to sell, as my boss would shake his head at me as he looked at his weighed-down van. Copper is heavy and hard to store, and to an addict in high demand. I was not always a degenerate Gen Xer rebuilding his life. I was once a highly functioning addict, running jobs in other countries. I have worked as an electrician's helper and for a fire and security alarm installer. I have spent many an hour trying to prevent an addict from climbing on a roof and destroying a $100,000 or more air conditioning unit while on Kensington Avenue in Philadelphia for a few $100s in copper. We tried laser fencing and everything. Who says the zombie apocalypse is not already upon us? If you want a course in SHTF, bartering and trading, spend a little time in Kensington. I'm very thankful and grateful today, as I was very close to sleeping in a tent or an abandonmenium down in Kensington, doing the lean. Want to know where the richest place in the world is? It is in the graveyard. How many books were not written? Patents not filed, cures not discovered. As Ben Franklin says, Time is short. Be about your business and leave the distractions behind. I make these videos to spend time away from the distractions. I hope you enjoyed, learned, or was inspired in some way by the video. I would not be a proper stacking channel without a copper video. This is the Philly Stacker, wishing you all the best. Keep stacking and keep learning.